Hi everyone, this is Camilo Paredes from Integrated English Language 6, and this is the video journal recording, the last video journal recording of this year, 2014. And in this video I'm going to talk about my learning process during this year, and during this semester specifically, in many different approaches and different steps that I had through this course, right? I have a lineup here, and I would like to begin talking about my process of speaking. I remember that I started the last video saying that each person that learns a language has to pass through a process, and this process has no end at all, So basically, learning a new language, it's like when you start to learn this new language, you'll never stop, right? So, well, basically this semester I had to use my English in different things, and I wanted to practice a lot. For example, I started to use the Skype as a useful tool in order to practice my English with different people from, not just from Anglo-parlant countries, but also from another L2 countries. Let's say, for example, Brazil. So I started to talk with a girl, and this girl speaks English. Let's say in a level B1 or B2. Approximately. Okay, so the thing is that I started to practice with this girl in order to maintain a better level of English of mine, right? And one thing that happened to me is that I realized that and why did I say that about her level? Because I realized that I am capable now of realizing about the mistakes that others do, right? That others make. So I am capable of realizing about her mistakes while I am speaking with her, in terms of pronunciation or structure, syntax, whatever the thing is, But basically, I've been Skyping with a lot of people, and I had the opportunity to practice my English not just within the university context, right? Apart from that, I still practice my English in IEL with my classmates and also with my guide teacher at the school, right? She's an English teacher, and she's not the headmaster, but the coordinator of the CAP, like the UTP. And for that reason we speak with her a lot in English, right? Also, the process of thinking, this is a personal process that I started in 2012, right? When I started to realize that, well, I am learning English. I thought that I wasn't, but yes, I am learning, So I started to adapt certain things of my daily life. One of those was thinking. I started to think in English and to force myself to think in English in order to reach a better level in terms of connecting and making good ideas that are understood by people. Not just saying what I think and without any. I don't know how to say it, but basically it's being understood, by people, by making accurate ideas. That's the thing. So for that reason, I try to think in English, make connections with what I've learned, and I don't know, basically think in English. What else? Meaningful participation. That is something that happened to me and has been happening to me since the beginning of the university, in terms of I am a guy who speaks a lot and likes to participate, You know me for that. And basically, the last semester I said in my video that I tried to stop participating because I wanted the rest of my classmates to participate. But this semester I realized that it's not that it doesn't matter if they participate or not, but I won't learn anything if I do not produce English, right? So I started participation in the sense that I am also giving to myself feedback while I'm speaking, right? It's like, well, what you said, it was not good. It didn't have the correct structure for saying something, you know. But basically, I started to participate on purpose, right? Of learning even more, and also listening to my classmates. And this has to do with the listening part. Listening with this meaningful listening, you know, listening to them not just because they have to speak and I have to listen to them because I am in the classroom and blah blah blah. No, but also because they can share with me something meaningful for me, and for that reason I can learn from them. Not also in terms of what they are saying, but also about what they are producing. You know. I don't know, certain structures in English that I don't know or I haven't practiced, and they do these structures better than me, you know. So basically that's everything that it has to deal with my learning process in terms of speaking. I also want to speak about reading and writing. Basically this semester I try to read press, you know, news articles in English, obviously, avoiding the use of Spanish. What else about writing? Chatting with people, as I said before, through Skype, through Facebook, through WeSpec, which is another app, useful tool, by the way. But trying to chat with them, with people, with correct use of English. Because I am always trying to use correctly English, right? Not just because I want to use slangs for saying something, but I want to learn to use English correctly, right? I want to learn English, all the English that I would. Sorry. But anyway, also the use of essays. While I have to write an essay, I try to be honest, but also I don't know, to be accurate, as I said before. The use of Flip, TED-ed.com. It's another useful tool, and TED Talks in YouTube, in order to listen and to practice my writing, to listen to, sorry. Finally, as I said before, I'm summing up, the use of Skype, as I said a long time ago, movies without subtitles and videos without subtitles, forcing myself to do so, interviews in YouTube, something really useful for me, interviews of singers. For example, I remember that I was watching almost 3 or 4 interviews of I don't know which channel was, BBC I would say, with Chris Martin, right? And he speaks special English, a British accent, really special for me, you know. So I don't know, he's different by speaking. He speaks really fast, and I am wishing to understand him better, right? What else? Well, as I said before, meaningful participation, correcting classmates without saying them. It's like I realize about their mistakes, but this is something new in me. So I don't know if I am able to correct them, like saying, hey, you have to say this instead of this, or use this structure instead of that one that you used before. And in order to finish this video, I want to mention Pedro Jukes' workshops, and talking about correcting, because those workshops were really useful for me in terms of using English and learning how to do a monologue in front of not just a class, but in front of an audience, and saying something that it's part of you, maybe not just from your heart or mind, but also of what you are, and sharing without hesitating, with the correct use of English, as I've been saying, and also giving feedback. During that workshop, we, all classmates, we were capable of sharing our personal feedback with those who were presenting. So I received a lot of feedback, positive or negative, doesn't matter, and they received a lot of feedback from their classmates also. So I think that was one of the most useful tools, that we had during this semester, apart from another that I want to mention, which is Claudio's workshop each Friday, that I would like to have, but next year also, but with less people, with sections, instead of having the whole generation in one classroom. It's a big crowd in a small classroom. So basically that was more or less my learning process during this semester, and mentioning another tips, or information from previous videos, and about my whole learning process since I started the university. Thank you so much for your attention, your time, and I hope to see you again next year. Bye!